What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of 4 Dummies, and tonight I am joined with the other 3 dummies. I have Mrs. Skullface.
Hello.
Mr. Just One.
Yo, what's happening?
And Mr. Robert Detoff.
Hello.
And tonight we're going to continue with another collection critique. You know the routine. Check your feelings at the door. But if you want the uncut conversation of this, feel free to check out Patreon at the $5 level, where you can get us talking about Christmas gifts, mainly. Christmas gifts. But enough about that. We're going to move on, and our first contestant for the evening is Mark M. Now, I got to say one thing.
That's like the color of my room in high school.
Yeah. But I got to say one thing first and foremost. Nice art on the wall, Mac, if I do bloody say so myself. I feel like you could have chose something different for the center stage piece, but all in all, nice work.
I can't afford you, man. That's why.
I mean, of course. Hold on a minute.
Bobby, but you're into givebacks, right? Give this guy a fucking level.
But I think I do. It is interesting to me, though, just talking about the art that I'm not going to call it a shrine, but at this point you built the shrine. The centerpiece should be in line with everything else.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, at that point, you've gone all the way in.
I don't necessarily.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I think
so he was obviously like, he got these in person because these are signed.
That's cool.
Yeah.
From who, though?
Frames are crooked, but it's
Just
all right.
some guy.
So I don't love the legends and the pops on the billies.
Yeah, it's so I like the 4th row down.
Oh,
That one's clean, sharp. There's 5 across, 5 on top, no problems. The other ones are like cattywampus all over the place, and I don't think do it any favors. His Detolf collection, I would be. So here's the thing. Like at first glance, I'm like, man, they need to be off the floor, and I do think they'd be better off the floor. However, I actually think some of this is spaced out better than a lot of the stuff we've seen.
Yeah,
I think the purple-orange alternating, although I generally hate that type of shit, that I think here it works a bit better for some reason, maybe because they're so close together and there's so many of them.
And he's not crowding them in.
And
there.
the figures aren't crowded. They're on risers at times. Posed.
Right, yeah, he did it right. He did it right with like the risers and everything, and so the spacing in there isn't, all off or
Yeah,
there aren't huge gaps.
I still think, and I know this is ambitious, but I still think if he were to build some sort of custom cabinet on the bottom and have everything that's on the top go on the bottom and the Detolf sit on top, I think it would be a better looking area. But I don't think this is hateful.
You may have enough room to fit like the large Besta cabinets underneath there, and they'll fit the combiners in there. I don't know that it'll fit that Omega Supreme. That may be your only problem. But
yeah, it might be
worth
worth
put it on
looking
that table.
at. I also think that it might be worth looking at your Detolf all the way to the right underneath the Unicron. It's a purple row that if you put sidewalls in that one to like purple sidewalls to kind of continue the theme, that might look a little bit better as well.
Yeah.
And I can't really see enough of the Power Rangers shelves to see, but from this particular angle, looks a little light. Like
Yeah, I agree.
maybe too sparse, but it's hard to say because
And
we can't really see what's going on there.
I 100% agree with you on the Power Rangers, and I think the same thing could be carried over with this Black Series shelf that he has where everything's still in box. Is like, I get what you're going for here, but I don't know if this is successfully doing it. I ironically, and I'm never the one to say this, but ironically, I think your Transformers are the best displayed thing you got.
I don't know. It is a weird thing. I think just displaying anything in the box just it's hard to pull off.
Yeah, I actually wish he had more of a straight-on picture of this Transformer display. But I think that this is one of the better Transformer Detolfs that we've seen. And I think it has to do with how many there are and the collection in them, like the quantity, along with how well they're kind of spaced out in the Detolfs for the most part. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Unless anybody else has anything else, we'll go on to the next one. This is
nope.
Mikael C. He's only got 3 pictures, and there's not a whole lot to talk about, so we might be able to just breeze through this one. Bookshelf, it's lit with spotlights, 3 per shelf, and that's it.
If you're gonna keep this display, are these masterpieces in here? Yeah.
Yeah.
We just got to do something more exciting with it. I just think they're not. Yeah, it's just not exciting. So I would just kind of shake them up, pose them. You got room to pose them. You got room to put them on riser. You got room to play with the way that everything sits in each shelf.
So what's funny is they are on risers, a lot of them. But I think he could.
Oh, I guess they are.
I think he could make more dramatic risers, bring them up even further, and I think a lot of them are posed, but I think he could pose them more dynamically. Like I think this could just be pushed, but I think this is also a very, very basic display, and it lacks character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the best way to put it.
Boring. I hate the lights.
Well, and here's another thing. If you look at the bottom shelf, why are so serious? You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Are those
What
all
the
from puck lights?
I'm guessing they're all the wires
I
down
was
there
wondering if
bunched
it
up
had
at the
anything
bottom
to do with the.
so that it can sit flush up against the wall is my guess. But why are so serious?
Why?
Dude, it's worth drilling a hole. You'll never see it. Just drill a hole and run the wires
Yeah.
through.
I'm assuming these bookshelves have a curve to accommodate baseboards, so there's no need for that.
Yeah, this is not it. It's not bad.
And it's not a bad piece of furniture.
It's not a bad piece of furniture either. It's just it lacks any oomph. Like it lacks the wow factor, the
It looks
curb
like-
appeal.
It looks like a whole bunch of toys on a shelf.
Yep, looks like toys on a shelf. You know, just doesn't make any kind of statement. So I think we can move on to the next one. This is Matt L. So something I want to say about this before I send it. This collection was built by him and his son. They built the collection as like a family project.
How old is his son?
I get the impression relatively young, but I don't know.
Oh, all right.
Oh, yeah, his son built this. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. You're not just telling Bobby that so he goes easy on you, right? Sure. Your 4-year-old helped you build this, right?
Honestly, it's a cool piece of furniture.
Yeah.
I think furniture-wise, since we're still talking about it, I don't know that the Transformers are the best thing to keep in the cabinets because the doors are so thick. I feel like it blocks out a lot of them. So maybe you got to put smaller stuff in there.
Yeah, maybe your Joes or...
Yeah,
but he's got
Well,
Transformers everywhere.
It works better. It works better with like all the Gundam stuff or the Robotech stuff that's on the other side. It works better than the Transformers.
He's got an old school blaster blanket.
Oh, does he? Mm-hmm. Where's it at?
Yeah, dang! Look at this thing. I think this thing's cool. Oh, look at his whole basement.
Why am I not? Oh, yeah. Oh, he's got a Ravage Skywarp art on the wall, too.
And Redskins.
Where is this stuff?
You looking at the last photo? Yeah, this thing's cool.
Yeah, so seeing this whole space, I have a whole different respect for it.
Yeah, me too.
I know, but still.
But I do agree with Gist that like those shelves that have like the big thick frame around them, you really can't have anything overlapping with the frame.
I agree.
You should be able to see whatever is in that shelf completely without the frame blocking the top,
Dude,
the
here's
side, the anything. So
Come on, Laura, take it easy. A 4-year-old did those measurements, man.
But something controversial, maybe
God,
take the
Laura.
doors off. Maybe just take the doors off because he has photos with the doors open and it looks better. Maybe
Agreed.
I would just take the doors off.
If he's going to keep everything where it is, he needs to redistribute the figures so that they fill up the whole space and not leave the blank areas for stuff that he has coming. The stuff that he has coming, he needs to adjust the space once they come in and leave.
Right.
You know, like don't leave those gaps.
I think also too, you got the barge on the right. I think you need to put the slave right. Isn't that what
On
that
the
ship
left.
is called?
I don't think
all
so.
the way on the
I
left.
don't think so, but
Oh no, it's not. But it's the Mandalorian ship,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Put that all the way on
So
the
whatever
left.
that is put it all the way on the left and then
I
fill the stuff
agree.
in the middle.
I agree.
And yeah, it's just not balanced. I think that's the issue with the shelving just in the middle is it just feels unbalanced. So right,
Agreed.
maybe if he's waiting for stuff to come in, you just need to redistribute the weight of it all.
I agree.
But
I love.
but no, it's cool.
Yeah, I love the rest of the room. Like it looks like a place to live. You know what I mean? Like the drum set, the different pinball machines, the arcade machine. There's a TV area to watch TV. There's art on the wall. There's sports memorabilia that means something to him. Like I dig all of that. Like passionately. I think that he did a great job of curating the space. It's just literally the figures on the shelves that need to be reworked.
Right. I think also too, just this is me nitpicking little things like the Unicron, the Hasbro Unicron. Take the figures out. Just leave the Unicron only by itself.
Oh, I
That
disagree.
thing's a present. Oh, you like it with the
Yeah,
Galvatron and everything?
well, I like Galvatron, Scourge, and Cyclonus. I love that.
Oh, so yeah, interesting. Yeah, I just think that piece is like such a presence that it just doesn't need anything else taken away from it.
Yeah, you've got to have teeny ones if you're going to have any. You can't have
No, I
an
disagree.
empty scale
I
there.
disagree. I think teeny ones would be obnoxious there. I think that this is not about having them in scale. This is about celebrating that movie. And I think having those three there, I actually would push Cyclonus and Scourge. I would push push them out to the left and right a bit,
maybe
just a bit, and then have that as like this like little ode to the movie. I like the little Decepticon light up symbol underneath it on the box. Like, I actually think that the Moosehead logger and then the little highlighted list of Logan's Arcade, I think that that's actually the more distracting stuff on this wall.
So, and I was looking at the photo, like if you go to the next photo where you can see that whole corner, they should be high, that especially that neon light should be higher up on the wall there.
Yeah.
I think if you put the art up higher, it kind of fills the space and maybe it would work.
Dude, I like all the sports stuff. Like,
he's a Redskins fan, you know?
I wonder if he's local. Are you in Maryland, dude? Hit me up. But I like the, he's got the team pictures and everything. He's got like the little flags and the fingers. I know that's all part of it. I think that's actually pretty well done. Nice drum set too. Remo? Is that a Remo set? With Zildjian cymbals? Looks like it to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, so for me, it's just a lot of spacing stuff. Like you got the art behind the drum set. I think could be, I don't know what the word it could just be, it could be put up in a different configuration where it just kind of flows a little bit better. No, just finishing touches. I think this room just needs finishing touches.
He's got the big Soundwave poster too, like 24 by 36 Soundwave.
Oh yeah,
poster.
I see that.
This dude's got a lot of those Skullface art on the wall. I feel like we should make a little bit of
This is how you get a good review. You say that your kid built it, and you make sure you Photoshop in a big piece of Bobby's art on the wall.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
I do just also still feel like the glass shelves, like they could be such a presence in that space, and I think they feel very crowded to me, like a whole bunch of things on there, and I can't really see any.
I agree. It needs to be redistributed.
Yeah, any one thing.
It needs to be redistributed. But like, you've got something going here. It's a good vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'd hang out down there.
All right.
Me too.
We got one from Joe B. Not my Joe B, a different Joe B. Nice dioramas here we got.
All right, Joby, let's see what you got.
Big G.I. Joe.
Look at that.
Big G.I. Joe collection. I think that the diorama stuff works pretty well.
Nice tree, Mac. Look at him painting a tree.
Yeah, he's painted the little tree. He's painted the little like ripples in the water.
Little ripples.
Not enough clouds.
But the ripples aren't in line with the fact that the boat's like, shouldn't the ripples be going around the boat? Wouldn't you think about that?
I can see how you could overlook that.
But now it looks wrong because of it. It looks like he's on an 80s sheet.
There's like a module case behind the TV.
I don't think that's Maja case.
It's like the TV. It's like all one.
Yeah.
Something's built around the TV.
Come on with the TV.
See that? See that? See that?
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Love to see it, I'd argue.
Their Bestas is what they look like around the TV. They may not be, but that's what they look like to me.
I really like the doors. I love the mirrored finish,
Yeah.
Like, it's funny.
Yeah.
Like, it really gives a depth. It like plays with your.
It plays with your. It's a mind trick. It's a mind trick.
I love it.
Yeah,
I thought that was a room for a second, and that the Hulk and Thanos were like in the background. I'm like, wait a minute, no. That's cool. I dig this.
Yeah, that's a cool little setup with the TV. I don't want to nitpick, okay, because it does look good. But you know what would drive me absolutely bonkers? The two DTOFs on the right of the TV and the one DTOF on the left. And I get it.
Yep.
I get it, right? Like you're trying to take advantage of all the space. And it might make sense in the room. It might. But just looking at it, I'm like, oof, that would drive me nuts. Now I see another. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it kind of makes the left DTOF not only look alone, but it's in my eye for some reason. And it makes no sense, but it keeps thinking the DTOFs turn sideways for some reason.
Yes, me too, actually.
Yes, I agree. I actually agree.
And it's because of the light reflecting in it or something.
There's one bookshelf where he's got like the Headmasters and Rodimus and all that kind of stuff going on, the white bookshelf that's all lit up.
Yep.
Obviously, the lower shelves aren't thought out completely or figured out yet. Now, I will say, though, the G1 shelf that's next to it, I think looks really sharp and clean. Like, this is the way to do a G1 shelf. We've talked about this before, but this is the way to do it. Line them up, have them looking straightforward, like have them all size appropriate, like sharp. I dig that.
And super bright. There's something about this. It's bright. It's like so bright that you can see everything. I think a lot of times people, when they light stuff up, they don't get a strong enough light or it's just kind of dim in certain spots. But like even, I think going back to that other one with the Rodimus, like those first three shelves look great too, just because there's not a lot of stuff on there. There's not a whole lot of vertical space above each thing. Like they kind of fill in the space.
Yeah. And if you go to that picture where he has the full space, I dig this a lot. Like I dig that little table. I think it's a bullshit table. I think you could get a better table. But I dig the table behind the couch with the flag on it. I dig the fireplace with the stuff around it. Like that all kind of works for me. The poker table, the fold out table, that's got to go. You need better tables. Right. This is a display that deserves better tables.
What's up with those cabinets, though? They all look like the top part is set in? Are they two separate things?
It does look that way. It does look that way.
Yeah, they look kind of a bit off.
No, it looks like it.
I don't hate that.
No, the bottom two shelves pop out further than the top two.
Right.
But
you think they're separates. They are separates. There's a line.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that, though.
Like an underbite.
Messes with my OCD.
This guy's like a magician or something. He's all into optical illusions.
I think, too, especially like if you walk in here, I imagine just everything is against the wall. And I don't know what you can do to change that, but I think there is a way where you can mess with this space to at least, again, for lack of a better word, feng shui it.
Well, that's why I think that little table behind the couch works pretty well because it offers something unique, you know? He just needs a better table to do it, like something that would maybe even have cabinets underneath that he could store stuff or, you know. Yeah, but I like that it's a lived-in area, right? Like there's a couch, there's a place to watch TV, there's recliners, there's a poker table. Like I like that it has these multifunctional elements to it.
Plus the dark ceiling's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, I think you got something good going here. I think it's just about irony. There's been a lot of good displays this episode.
Yeah. Right, exactly. It's like people who like have room to really take it. Like it's already looking good, but you have a lot of opportunity to really just take it far.
Yeah. Not mad at it.
Sushi.
Some toothpicks. And what about the judge from Nothing But Trouble?
Bobby's diorama clouds.
Oh, you know, what about his the Hoth diorama?
Oh, yeah.